On the issue of the environment, on this occasion, I will concentrate on the water bodies and the wetlands. NEMA has in recent times been evicting people that had encroached on the wetlands against the law that was enacted in the year 1995 and our appeals ever since 1986. I remember very well that in 1986, I evicted the people that had invaded the Mavira forest following the order by Idi Amin that people should take over the forest because forests have no value and grow crops because they have more value. Sheer ignorance that is dangerous. Discussing with the local people in those areas how they should leave those wetlands and do alternative and more profitable enterprises such as fish farming and apple growing. There are the examples of the Limoto wetland in Parisa and Mzee Baritsigara in the covered area. Regarding the wetlands in Uganda, Teso, Lango, Acholi, etc., there was no encroachment at all. With the ones in Uganda, that is where we were fighting. This encroachment is recent and in spite of the law and our advice. The NRM sometimes uses soft methods to solve problems, even when the people are wrong. However, when it is a matter of life and death, or the destiny of Africa is at stake, we take a decisive and uncompromising stand. This is what mistake makers have failed to understand. And to the peril of everybody, including the mistake makers themselves. When it comes to the environment, especially the wetlands and water bodies, enyanja, emigera, ebisharara, ebijinja, etc., and the natural forests, ebibira, it is a matter that is even greater than life and death. It is the threat of extinction, okuchwekerera, okusirikirira. Why? The following reasons. The following are the reasons. Why is it that the issue of the wetlands and the natural forests is even bigger than life and death, and it is a threat of extinction? That's what I'm telling you. What are the reasons? The following are the reasons. Number one, 60% of our rainfall comes from the oceans, the Indian, the Pacific, and maybe the Atlantic. However, 40% of our rain comes from the local water and forest bodies, the natural forests, the lakes, the rivers, and the wetlands. Therefore, anybody to invade the lake shore, emyejego y'enyanja, the river, omugera, the wetlands, ekisharara, and the natural forests, ekibira, etc., is to work so hard to turn the whole of Uganda into a Karamoja in terms of rain. Some people, whether they know it or they don't know it, are not happy that we are getting so much rain. They would like the whole of Uganda to be like Karamoja. That's what they are working for. Bagalaka Uganda yonna efuuke nga Karamoja. The rain which God put for us here, the rain source, they want to dry it. Destroying the vegetation cover in the wetlands and forest areas makes the runoff water, omutunga, omukoka, alele, flow very fast and will not have time to sink in the soil. The water will just go quickly. Go quickly, it will not have time to sink in the soil. The underground water will eventually dry up what is all this if not a disaster? How can people work like this as if they don't know what they are doing? If you don't use your talents, God takes them away. This is the story in the Bible. God gives you talents, you don't use them, he says, you worthless servant, go away. That's what he says in the New Testament. How can we misuse our talents? The water for irrigation is here. The bigugu for mulching is here. The eshonzi, those who want to eat eshonzi, mudfish, is here. Just nearby, every hill below, you have water, like that. Then you say, bring water. What is here, near you? God has brought it everywhere. Nema, as to why they allowed people to settle in the wetlands and come later to evict them, is of course a good point. However, it does not exonerate the encroachers and their backers. Who does not know what a wetland is? Are you a Ugandan or are you from Europe? It is the duty of everybody to defend Uganda's survival. In any case, in the matter of the environment, we have no choice. Uganda cannot be destroyed, and we simply watch. Hence, please, all the people in the wetlands, live peacefully. You have done enough damage. We are not prosecuting you. It is an amnesty. Simply leave. We cannot compensate you for breaking the law and common sense. I wouldn't even say law. Even if there was no law, common sense would tell you that don't go in the swamp. It will, moreover, if we say we compensate, it will moreover be another way of encouraging that indiscipline to continue. Because if we compensate this, then the others also will come. Then we compensate them. So that's why we cannot compensate. There's no compensate. We have already compensated you by not prosecuting you, so you just go. That's a compensation.